Welcome to another Majora's Mask video, and in today's video we're covering a lot of things. Everything that we do from the moment that we leave the Snowhead Temple to the moment that we get to the Great Bay Temple. That means we're visiting both spider houses, we're going to Icona Valley, we're going to be a Goron, we're going to be a Zora, we're going to save a ranch, we're going to do all the things. If you have any comments, tips, suggestions, or strategies, please leave them down in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey. The first thing we're going to do now that all the ice is melted is make our way back to Goron Village. And when you get there, stay on the left hand side. You're looking for a big opening that was frozen over earlier. Head inside and you'll meet this friendly Goron who wants you to test out a powder keg for him. So he's going to give you a giant explosive and light the fuse before he gives it to you. Which means you're going to be on a timer here, so you want to hurry and pick up the powder keg, start throwing it up the stairs so we can get out of this area, and then walk around the Goron Shrine out of Goron Village, then back across the 3 islands in the next area, but don't go to Mountain Village. Instead, go up this ramp to the right and use that powder keg to blow up this giant rock blocking the path. Follow our little friend inside and we'll be at the Goron racetracks, and he's going to want you to race the other Gorons. The winner is going to get some gold dust, and we want gold dust, so we're going to do this race. And if you've ever played Mario Kart 64, get ready for some good old rubber banding, which means that your opponent's performance is directly related to yours. If you're not doing well, neither are they, and if you're in first place, they're going to be right behind you. So start off the race sloppy and then halfway through pick it up. With a first place win in the Goron race, the nice little baby prince here is going to reward you with a bottle of gold dust, and I'm going to show you where to go use it. Remember our friends back in Mountain Village that upgraded our sword before we went to the temple? Well, they mentioned that if we ever had gold dust, they could upgrade our sword again. So go drop off the gold dust and your sword. They're going to need to keep it overnight. So you play the song of double time and we can fast forward to the dawn of the next day. Now that dawn has come, head back inside and talk to your swordsmith friends, and they'll reward you with the Gilded Sword. Now it's time to head back to Goron Village and go talk to our friend here about how incredibly dangerous that test was. He's going to agree, but he's also going to reward you with your own powder keg that's not lit. Now we can use it whenever we want. Next up, pull out your Goron drums, play the Song of Soaring, and we need to head over to Snowhead, where there's now a giant Goron, but don't worry about him for now. You need to roll up to Snowhead Temple, but instead go to the left and you'll find a cave entrance where inside we can deposit all the fairies we collected in the temple. She just doubled our magic meter, definitely the best fairy in the game so far, and we're done in this part of Terminus, so play the Song of Soaring, head back to Clocktown, deposit any rupees you might have, and then play the Song of Time so we can go back to the first day and start a new cycle. As usual, we have 1,000 things to do in 3 days, so we're going to start off by playing the inverted Song of Time to slow things down. Then we're going to head over to East Clocktown and pick up our favorite silver rupee above the Honey and Darling shop. Now that we have some money, we'll hop down, go up a little bit, and make a U-turn to the left to a new shop we haven't been in yet. This is the treasure chest shop, and you're going to want to come in here as a Goron, because then the girl behind the counter will flirt with you and let you play this game for only 30 rupees. So you pay her the 30 rupees, she'll make a chest appear on the other side of the room, and you have to go pick it up before the timer runs out. It seems pretty easy. Your prize for making it to the chest in time is getting a heart container piece. Next up is tackling the first of 2 spider houses in this game, so you're going to pull out your ocarina, play the Song of Soaring, and head over to the southern swamp. There are a couple things we're going to need before we get there though, like magic beans, so in your Deku form, talk to your Deku friend by the tourist center to pick some up. Then you'll make your way around to the other side of the tourist information center, pull out your bow and arrow, and take care of this Octorok we couldn't get past earlier. And now, as a Goron, we can go through the poison no problem, but when you get to this island, go back to a Deku and then you'll automatically pop out of the water. Then we'll be on the island that has the spider house, and to get past the webbing you can either use a Deku stick with the torch behind you or shoot it with one of our new fire arrows. First things first, before we actually go inside the spider house, pick up this rock on the right here while you have 2 empty bottles and be ready to pick up the bugs that are crawling around. 3 of them are crawling around, but you can only pick up 2 because you only have 2 bottles. Now we can head inside, but before we do, you could talk to this spider looking creature monster thing and he'll tell you he'll give you a reward for taking care of all the golden Skulltulas inside. There's several different gold Skulltulas in every room, so you can pick them up in any order. I'm just going to show you the order that I picked them up, which started with the one that's in the water to the right of the ramp that you come down. Kill him and pick up the token he leaves behind. Then we're going to hop out of the water to the right here, and the soil patches you normally find on the ground, you'll see there's one up on the wall here. So what you want to do is get real close and empty your bug from the bottle, which will turn into 3 bugs, and then all 3 of them will climb into the hole. Once they're all in there, that'll make a gold Skulltula pop out. Turn around, kill it, and then we'll collect the token it leaves behind. But now we have an issue because we need more bugs, but we only had 2 jars to start with, so let me show you how to duplicate them. First, drop your 1 bug out of the jar, which will turn into 3 on the ground, which means you can now pick up 2 of the 3 bugs that are on the ground with your 2 empty bottles. This is how we duplicate bugs in this game and can make it through this temple 1 bottle short. Keep making your way around this waterway and you'll see that just like on the other side of the room, there's another soil patch on the wall over here. So you're going to empty 1 of your bugs, which is going to turn into 3 bugs. They'll climb inside and then a gold Skulltula will pop out behind you. Now, I know you already know what to do, but kill it and collect the token it leaves behind. We're going to need some fresh spring water to water the magic beans we brought, so use the empty jar you have to scoop up some water by the ramp. Head to the base of the ramp and the wall right in front of you where the jars are, and break the jars open to find another gold Skulltula hiding inside. Then we'll kill it and collect the token it leaves behind. Make sure you have 5 Skulltulas first, and then we can head to the next room. In this room, in the back left corner over here, you'll see a couple crates. Roll into the one that's on the right, and that'll reveal a gold Skulltula. Then we can kill it and collect the token. Next, we'll head over to the other side of the room where there's another grouping of crates. Hit the second one from the right, and that'll reveal another gold Skulltula. This will be the 7th gold Skulltula so far. Kill it and collect the token. Then pull out your bow and arrow and look up on the wall towards the ceiling, somewhere between the first group of crates and the second group of crates, where there's a gold Skulltula climbing around that we can take out with an arrow, even if we can't get the token yet. Then we'll turn around and use our bomb mask on this boulder in the corner of the room, which will reveal a soil patch on the ground that we can put a magic bean in and water with our spring water to make a plant grow that we can ride around the top of the room, and this is how we collect that gold Skulltula token we killed earlier. Jump off your free bean ride, head through the door back into the first room we were in. We need to scoop up some more of that spring water because we have another magic bean we'll need to use later. Turn around and go back into the second room. Look to your left, there's a ladder on the wall. We'll climb to the top of the ladder and then turn around. There's a platform we can stand on, and from up here we can take out the gold Skulltula climbing on the top of this strange statue pillar, then jump down and pick up the token. Careful not to fall off though. We need to jump back onto this second story here because over by the exit where the torch is, there's another gold Skulltula hiding behind it. Now that we have a total of 10 Skulltulas, we're ready to head into room number 3. In here, we'll turn to the left and head to the very end of the hall, then take a look behind this last pillar here to find a gold Skulltula hiding from you. Pull out your bow and arrow and take out another gold Skulltula hiding on the wall to the left, then we'll turn around and head back to that Deku flower by the door. Use this Deku flower to launch yourself up into the air and make your way over towards the other Deku flower. Don't go straight for the gold Skulltula from the first flower. Go there from the second flower so that we have time to pick up the gold Skulltula and make it all the way back to the flower that was on the totem in the middle of the room. You don't want to fall from here. Then we can use this flower again to shoot ourselves back up into the air and over onto the opposite side of the room that we came in from. Then you can make your way down to the far end on the right and find that there's another soil patch on the wall. So you're going to empty your bug, 3 bugs will crawl in, you'll get a gold Skulltula token, and with 13 Skulltulas you can leave the door on this same side of the room to get into room number 4. When you get there, pull out your bow and arrow. Look up at the ceiling, there's 5 different beehives. Now some of them do have bees, but 2 of them have gold Skulltulas, so shoot down those 2. Then if you look off to your left, you'll see there's another gold Skulltula on the far wall over there. You can take it down now or later. Jump off this platform and look for a group of 6 pots over on the right hand side of the room. We're going to pick up 4 gold Skulltulas. One of them's going to be inside this pot. The second and the third one are just standing on the ground because we knocked them out of the beehives. And the 4th fourth one's going to be in the second large pot from the right. You want to roll into it to make him pop out and collect all 4 tokens. Then head to the far pot on the left hand side and roll into that one. There's another gold Skulltula hiding in there. Then head up to this Deku shrub and try to talk to him just to find out that he's sleeping. But luckily we know the Song of Awakening, so pull out your ocarina and wake him up. There's a secret opening behind the plant life where that Deku shrub escaped. Just cut it down with your sword, head through the tunnel, and pick up the gold Skulltula at the end of it. Then we'll change into Deku form and use the flower outside the secret tunnel to get ourselves up onto the ledge on top of the tunnel, and then we'll go pick up that token from the Skulltula we shot when we first came in the room. Then, as long as you have 20 Skulltulas, we're ready to head to the next room. In this room, there's plenty of gold Skulltulas. The first one's right across the way on the wall. Shoot it with an arrow, and then head off to the right and get the second gold Skulltula that's climbing up on the wall. You'll also see one that's on the pillar to your left, and you guessed it, there's also one hiding in this beehive up on the ceiling. But do not jump off this platform yet until you hit that switch located by the door we came through. That's going to make a ladder appear on the other side of the room we need. Now we can jump off the platform, but don't forget to collect that gold Skulltula that was on the pillar as you do. Then we'll fight the gold Skulltula down here that came out of the beehive. Now we can go pick up another gold Skulltula token as we climb the ladder we made by hitting the switch. Up here over to the right, you'll see there's another soil patch on the ground, so you want to plant a magic bean in it and then use fresh spring water to make a plant grow. Now we're going to ride the plant over to this other hallway, but before we go in it, make sure you wait and collect the gold Skulltula token on top. Then we go through the door. In this room, the gold Skulltulas can climb into the plant life that's over against the walls and disappear, but they're still there, and there's already 2 of them in the room, so first let's go around and find those 2. Then we'll use our bow and arrow and check up on the ceiling to see that there's another beehive we can knock down that has a gold Skulltula, and as you can see, he hides almost immediately in the plant life. The last 3 gold Skulltulas are hiding up in the tree. Just roll into it to make them fall down. Now that we've collected all the gold Skulltulas, exit this room, jump off the ramp, run through the next door, and we'll be back in the first room. Then you can run up through the top of the ramp, out the entrance, and talk to our friend out here who's turned out of a spider monster and will give you the Mask of Truth. The mask lets you hear the thoughts of animals, and if you go pick up the dog next to him, he'll explain how his owner is an idiot and was blinded by greed. With the spider house completed, we can pull out our ocarina and head back to Clocktown. Now my next objective here isn't until 3 p.m. and we're a little bit early, so I'm going to head down in the sewers and pick up my second favorite silver rupee located behind the bombable wall in a chest. Now we're going to head over to West Clocktown. We're looking for this mailman right here. You might have seen him running around before, but he doesn't have time to talk to us now. He's delivering the mail, so we're going to wait outside of his house, which is right here, and then when he shows up at 3 o'clock, we're going to follow him inside. Once you're in his house, go over and talk to him. He's sitting on the bed. He's going to play a game where he wants you to guess when 10 seconds has passed and then hit the button. This could be difficult to do, except when you wear the bunny ears, because then you get to see a little timer and it's a piece of cake. And if you're not wearing the bunny hood, you're not going to get the timer, but that doesn't mean you need the bunny hood to do this. All you have to do is land on 10 seconds either way and he'll give you a heart container piece. Leave the mailman's house and head over to the bomb shop, which is the first door on the right as you go down these stairs, but head inside as a Goron, because there's another Goron in there that we want to talk to, but as a Goron. Because he sells powder kegs to other Gorons, and we need a powder keg for the next part, so buy one from him. Now stop by the bank just to make sure that you have 80 rupees before we leave. We're going to play the Song of Soaring and make our way over to Milk Road. That was on the way to the Southern Swamp. Just up the road, you'll find a worker chipping away at a giant boulder. Pull out your powder keg and set it down, which is going to send him running, and then you go join him, because this thing's going to explode and clear the path for us. Now we can head to Romani Ranch earlier. Normally you'd wait for him to finish, which takes till day 3. Once you get to Romani Ranch, head to the far back left. We're going to the doggy racetrack. You go over and talk to Mama Moojan next. She'll tell you to go in the pin and pick the winning dog. Then you can bet on it and the races will start. But how to pick the winning dog? Just put on the Mask of Truth before you pick up the dog and pay attention to the first word they say. There's 3 different options. The first one is this, rough. That means they're in like an intermediate mood and will do okay in the race. The worst answer they can give you is this one here. Ooh, wine. They're not going to do well in the race today. But the best answer you can get is if you pick up a dog and it says rough. That means they're in top shape and ready to win. There's also good dogs and bad dogs as far as racing goes. Like there's one blue dog, not a good dog for racing. But there is one gold dog. He's the best dog out here. And if he starts by saying rough, you're going to have like a 95% chance of winning the race. Just make sure you bet at least 50 rupees on this guy because you need to win 150 for the prize. Because you picked the winning dog, Mama Moojan's gonna triple the bet you put down, and if that means that you're winning over 150 rupees back, she's also gonna reward you with a heart container piece. Leave the doggy racetrack and head over to the house in the middle of Romani Ranch. We're about to see a familiar old face. It's our old friend Epona. Now go talk to the girl at the ranch about getting our horse back. She's gonna ask what our name is, and when we tell her, she's gonna ignore it and call us Grasshopper anyways. She's more interested in the fact that they are coming. They are ghosts, but they're actually aliens, and they come at night and kidnap the cows. Now Romani wants your help defending them off, and to make sure you have what it takes, she sets up an obstacle course where you have to pop 10 balloons in under 2 minutes. The good news is though, she lets Epona out and you get to ride Epona around while you're doing this. Now this whole section is designed for you to practice shooting your bow and arrow while you're riding on horseback, so that when all the ghosts or aliens show up, you'll be prepared, but you don't actually have to ride horseback when they do. Once she sees you can handle yourself on a horse, she's going to teach you Epona's song. Now we can summon Epona whenever we want, and then she's going to say to come back at 2 in the morning for when it's time to fend off the ghosts or aliens. So we'll play the song of double time to fast forward to the night of the first day. While we're waiting for 2 o'clock to roll around, we'll head inside and talk with Romani's sister. And once we explain that we came from town, she'll be excited to hear that Milk Road is now open so that she can deliver her milk later. And then if you're outside just before 2 o'clock, you'll actually see Romani heading over into the barn. Now it's truth time. There's an interesting mechanic to how this fight works. All these aliens are going to keep coming at the ranch until 5 a.m. shows up. So if you play the inverted Song of Time and have things slowed down, then they're going to be attacking for twice as long because it takes that much longer for dawn to get here. But their movement speed is also based on the time. So if you don't have things slowed down, then they're going to be moving faster. So you have an option here. Fight them at a fast pace while they all come at the house, but have the whole thing be over quicker, or you can slow things down, make the aliens slower, and fight them for twice as long. The choice is yours. If you have trouble finding any of the ghosts too, you can use your mini-map. There's white dots where all of them are appearing. Just keep fighting until dawn comes either way. For fending off the ghosts and keeping the cows safe, Romani's going to reward you with a new glass bottle, and this one's full of milk. Once things have calmed down and you're officially on the second day, we can head inside the barn and talk to Romani and her sister. Here we'll find out that her sister is going to be delivering some milk to Clock Down tonight at 6 o'clock, and you want to make sure to join her. So we're going to head outside and play the song of double time and fast forward things to the night of the second day so we can head to town. At 6 o'clock, Romani will be just chilling in her wagon outside the barn. You just walk up and talk to her to accept a ride to town. On your way to Clocktown, you'll see that the road has been conveniently blocked and you're going to have to take a different path, a much more dangerous path with bandits, so you're going to need to be ready with your bow and arrow. Now, of course, it's only 2 bandits that you're going to have to deal with, and they're not really that dangerous, but they will just keep coming at you until you get to Clocktown. Luckily, you have infinite arrows at this point, so you can just keep spamming that attack button like a little machine gun until we get back to town. Once you see this cutscene and you make it to the Gorman Brother Ranch, we'll cut through and be back on our way to Clocktown. Your reward for keeping the wagon and all the milk safe is Romani's mask, and we're going to use this mask to get into a very exclusive milk bar called Latte. But now we are done with this cycle, so head back to Clocktown, deposit all the money you have, and then we'll play the Song of Time to go back to the beginning of the first day and start a brand new cycle. First things first, let's go pick up our favorite silver rupee above the Honey and Darling shop. Now that we have some money, head to West Clocktown in the trading post, pick up one of the red potions. We'll need this when we get to Icona Valley. Then pull out your trusted ocarina and play the Song of Soaring so that we can fast travel over to Milk Road. Once there, pull out your ocarina again and this time play Epona's song. That'll summon her, we can hop on her back and head towards the Gorman track. Go talk to the Gorman brother that's closest to the fence and he'll challenge you to a horse race, which you're going to accept because we have a prize here to win. For winning the race, the Gorman brothers are going to reward you with the Garo Mask, which is going to help us get into Icona Valley. Isn't it suspicious though? It looks just like the guys who were chasing us when we were taking the milk to town. Now that you have the mask, let's make our way over to the Icona Valley, which is going to be on the far east side of the map past the observatory. Look for these columns. You won't be able to get into this area without Epona, so you can hop the fences. Now once you get to this bigger spot that has a guy up on a ledge up there, head over to the rocks on the right hand side that are in a circle. Then use your lens of truth to see a guy sitting there. Talk to the guy and he'll explain that no one else can see him because he just sits there like a stone, and he'll explain that he's injured, so we're going to give him that red potion we bought earlier to heal him. Then once he drinks it, he'll be all better, stand up and get so excited he'll give you the stone mask, which we're going to need for the pirate's fortress. Now that you have the stone mask, we'll head to Icona Graveyard, which is going to be over here on the left. You'll need to hop off Epona and jump on this ledge. Make your way through the Icona Graveyard and you'll notice there's a second area in the back. This is where we're going to run into our old friend Dimpe. Once you're done talking to Dimpe, look for a circle of rocks over on the right hand side. You want to take a bomb and place it in the middle of the rocks. This will reveal a secret grotto we can go inside of, and down here there's a chest you can open with a couple bomb chews. Now we can hop out of the grotto and go talk to this giant skeleton head here who seems to be sound asleep, so pull out your ocarina and play the Sonata of Awakening. What's the worst that could happen? What'd you do? Now this big guy's trying to escape and we have to stop him, but there's all these firewalls that won't go down until we take care of the little guy, so how do we keep the big guy from escaping? Arrows. And he's weak to fire, so use fire arrows. Once you've done enough damage to the giant skeleton man, he's going to concede to you. He's also going to say that his job is done here and you can take over the job as the captain. All you have to do is grab what's in his chest over here now that it's not on fire. So we're going to jump up on the wall here to jump across the gap to go open our chest and pick up the new captain's hat. While wearing this, all the skeletons in the game will listen to what we have to say. Jump down, wear your new captain's hat, and go talk to Dimpe. While you're wearing it, it's going to scare the bejesus out of him and he's going to run off. But that's not what we're here for. We want to talk to skeletons, so you need to fast forward to the night of the first day. Now that it's nighttime, there's skeletons all over the graveyard, and we want to go look for 3 skeletons that are marching around a tombstone. If we go talk to them, they give us the option to open up the grave, which we want to do because there's a secret grotto underneath that we can head inside. Head inside and you'll see that this is one of multiple entrances to get beneath the graveyard. We want to hop towards that dark hallway with the torch. Run through the dark hallway to a giant room full of bats, and then start doing your spinning sword attack to take out as many of them as possible. Or you can run around and shoot them with the arrow, whatever works best, but at the end of the day, it'll open a chest that has a purple rupee inside. Then pull out your fire arrows. There's 3 torches standing around the room. You want to light all 3 of them, and that'll release the bars off this door so we can head to the next room. In here, we're going to be up against one of those Dark Nut characters. What you want to do is target them, wait for them to attack, and when they miss, do a jump attack back with your sword. This will take him out quickly. Once he's gone, a giant curtain is going to go up, revealing that there's a stage in this room, and on this stage is one of the Akana family ghosts known as Flat. Once Flat disappears, head up the stairs and go read the tombstone he was floating above. You'll see on the lower half that there's a song we can learn. This is the Song of Storms, and it makes it rain instantly wherever we are. We first learned it back in the Ocarina of Time. That's why he says here that you remembered the Song of Storms. And the Song of Storms was the only thing we needed down here, so make your way back to the entrance we first fell down to be back in the graveyard. Then we're going to pull out the ocarina and play the Song of Double Time twice. That way we fast forward to the night of the second day, where the skeletons will be guarding a new tombstone. Now go find the gravestone that the 3 skeletons are guarding on the second night. You can give them the option to open this one as well, and they will break the whole thing and reveal a secret grotto, which is another entrance to beneath the graveyard. Down here you're going to jump over to that group of coins, which seems like a dead end, but if you use your Lens of Truth, you'll see there's a secret hallway and a door we can go through. But don't put your Lens of Truth away yet, because in this next room there's 6 invisible enemies, 3 Skulltulas and 3 Kisses, and part of the floor you cross is invisible, so you're going to need your Lens of Truth in this room. Then when you made it across the gap safely, you're done with the Lens of Truth. Go to the next hallway and look to the left. There's a bombable wall we can explode with our bomb mask and head through a door to another Dark Nut fight. We'll take out this Dark Nut just like we did the last one by targeting him, jumping out of the way when he swings, and then do a jump attack in response. Once the guard's taken down, the door will unlock and a chest will appear in the middle of the room. Inside the chest, we're going to find a heart container piece. Now that's a good score for the second night. Now we're done underneath this part of the graveyard for this night. We need to make our way out of here, which means we have to go back through the room, which has respawned all the invisible enemies, so be careful, and then make your way out of this grotto back to the graveyard. Just like before, we're going to pull out our ocarina and play the Song of Double Time twice so that we can fast forward to the night of the final day. Then go find your 3 skeleton friends marching around a gravestone, ask them to break it apart and open it up to reveal the final secret grotto we can use beneath the graveyard. Now I use the ocarina to play the inverted Song of Time, because I don't need the moon crashing into me while I'm down here. Then we'll jump off the ledge and go talk to our good friend Dimpe over here, who's going to help us with some digging. But it turns out it's too dark down here for Dimpe to see anything, so we need to go over to the dirt patches and then stand close enough to him to where Navi can target him and use her light to show him where the dirt patch is. Then he'll come over to you, dig up a dirt patch, and hopefully discover a treasure like this. You'll see there's several places to dig down here, and we need to find 3 of those blue lights total, so keep luring Dimpe to each spot, but you should know sometimes when he digs, he's not going to find anything. You also need to watch out for wall masters falling off the ceiling. You're also going to have to find ledges like this that you can lure Dimpe on, and they'll take him up in the air onto the second story. And then while he's going to the second story, you got to find the stairs that lead there so that you'll be ready to take him off the lift and lure him over to the dirt patches that are upstairs so he can try digging for more blue lights. Keep taking Dimpe around the room and having him dig until he finds the other 2 blue lights. Once all 3 blue lights are revealed, they will form together to become the leader of the ghosts known as the Big Po. The Big Po boss is not that difficult. He'll start spinning around when he's going to charge you. You just move out of the way and make sure to hit him with an arrow before he disappears. Do this a few times, he'll die, and a chest will reveal itself in the room. But before you go pick up that chest, pull out one of your glass bottles and let's pick up this Po spirit that was left behind. You can store it in a bottle and we'll sell it at the store later. Then we'll head up the stairs and go check the chest that appeared after we killed the Big Po leader. It's another glass bottle. Look around the area for a staircase. This will lead up to Dimpe's room, and Dimpe's actually in his room. He's just hiding under the bed because things are so scary right now. Use the door behind him to be back into Icona Graveyard. Then pull out your ocarina and play the Song of Soaring so we can go back to Clock Town. We need to go to West Clock Town at the bank, deposit our money, which is now over $1,000, which means he's going to reward us with a blue rupee. Now I want to sell that Big Po spirit, but I need to go to the shop of curiosities to sell it, and they're not open yet. So while we're waiting, we'll head down into the Bomber Society and pick up my second favorite silver rupee, and then we'll go put that in the bank. Now that it's 10 o'clock, we can head over to the curiosity shop, go inside and talk to the guy on the counter. He'll let you buy things or sell things. You want to choose to sell your Big Po spirit to him, because he'll buy it off you for 200 rupees. Then take your big yellow rupee back to the bank, deposit it, and then we can use the ocarina to play the Song of Time to go back to the beginning of the first day and start start a fresh new cycle. There's a lot of stuff that we have to get finished on the first day of this cycle, so we're going to start off by playing the inverted Song of Time to slow things down. I don't want to run all around Termina picking up supplies, so we're just going to stop by the trading post in West Clocktown to pick up the supplies we need. Make sure you bring at least 60 rupees for this. Look to your left and you'll see Pierre the Scarecrow. Talk to him and he'll ask you to play a song for him. Now you want to make up a song that you can remember, and this will be the Scarecrow's Song. And when you play that song out in Termina, if he's nearby, he's going to show up and help you. The song has to be at least 8 notes and something you'll remember. Maybe the Bolero of Fire? Now for supplies, we're going to start out with fish. There's a fish in the corner of the room here sitting in the river. You can scoop him up in your bottle. Then if you go outside and come back in, the fish will replenish itself. Fill all 4 of your bottles with fish. Now we can go talk to the guy at the counter to buy the other supplies we need, which are going to be Deku nuts to help with some guard fights and some arrows in case we don't come across any on our way. Now that we have some supplies, we're going to head over to the Bomber's Society because I want to get the moon tier and start trading all those land deeds. Since I'm down here, we'll stop by the chest and pick up a silver rupee also. Then we'll look through the telescope to get the moon to drop a tier and head outside to pick up the tier. Take that moon's tier back to South Clocktown, give it to the Deku shrub, and he'll trade you for the land title deed. Now you want to pull out your ocarina, play the Song of Soaring, and we'll head over to the southern swamp area to trade with that Deku. Once there, head up the ladder towards the Tourist Information Center, but instead of going in, we'll talk to the Deku shrub and offer him the town land title deed. Then he'll trade us for the swamp title deed. Now we want to pull out our ocarina, play the Song of Soaring, and we'll head over to the mountain village. Once there, roll your way over to the Goron village and head off to the right to go talk to that same Deku shrub that sold us a bomb bag earlier. But talk to him as a Deku shrub, and then we can trade him the swamp title deed for the mountain title deed. Now that this is your Deku shrub, head inside and you can propel yourself out of it up onto the ledge to pick up a heart container piece. Now it's time for more ocarina and Song of Soaring, but we're going to go back to Clocktown and then we're going to take the West Clocktown exit out into Termina towards the Great Bay. Once out in Termina, pull out your ocarina again and this time play Epona's song. When she shows up, we're going to ride her towards the Great Bay because she can hop all the fences that were blocking our path. As you head out onto the beach, you're going to notice some seagulls flying above something in the water, and if you swim out there, you'll see that it's actually a Zora person. So what you want to do is get behind them and grab them and push them back up onto the shore to save their life. Guess you were too slow to save him. This is Makayu, and he's in a rock band, so with his dying breath, he's gonna sing you a song about how he needs you to go save some fish eggs that some pirates stole from his girlfriend, and he's gonna ask you to heal his soul right before he falls back down and dies again. So then you pull out your ocarina, play the Song of Healing, and that'll heal his Zora soul and leave behind a Zora Mask so that we can be a Zora too. So then you need to put on the mask and swim out into the ocean onto this platform. Then we'll hit this owl statue here, so the platform is a new point when we play the Song of Soaring. Then we'll head up the ladder here and into the building known as the Marine Research Lab. We're going to talk to this guy who said he set up a special aquarium for when we find those Zora eggs to put them in. Right by the entrance, there's another smaller aquarium with some piranhas. You want to hop on top and then start dropping all of the fish we brought into the tank to see what happens. Sometimes you'll feed this guy 4 fish and he won't grow into a bigger piranha and eat the other one, but just go get another fish and feed it to him and then he will. Now grab the heart container piece he leaves behind. Head back outside, pull out your bow and arrow, and look up towards the moon. You should see Tingle floating around somewhere up there on his red balloon. You want to pop the red balloon to make him fall, and then we can buy a map of the Great Bay from him for only 20 rupees. Now it's time to put on our Zora Mask and go find this pirate fortress. Hop in the water and swim north to the other end of the Great Bay. Eventually you'll see 4 wooden planks under the water with skulls and crossbones. Break the second one from the left by swimming into it, and then swim through this tunnel here, and that's how we'll get to the pirate fortress. Head over the bank and into the next pool of water without any of these pirates catching you, or they're going to throw you out. Then you want to swim down to the bottom away from the pirate fortress to find a chest with a red rupee inside. Then start swimming out towards the west side of this pool and you'll find a log with another chest underneath it that has another red rupee for you. Come out of the log, look to your left or to the west, and you'll see another ramp leading out of the water. You want to take this ramp out, but again, make sure the pirates don't see you. Keep heading up the ramp and you'll see one of the switches you can do a Goron ground pound on, and this is going to open a fence back under the water that'll get us further into the fortress. Jump into the water and swim back to the opposite side of the pool underneath so the pirates don't see you, and you'll find that gate that opened. Just past it, there's another chest on the ground that you can open for another red rupee worth 20 more bucks. Back up a little and look up above you and you'll see a giant open pipe that we can now swim inside of to get further into the fortress. Swim down the hall here and just to the left, you'll see another one of those breakable boards. Behind it to the left is another breakable board and then a third one to the right behind that. When all the boards are broken, head into this area and pull this stone all the way out away from the cage. Then swim up over past that cage and you'll see there's another area in the middle we can land where there's a chest that we can open for yet another red rupee. Now back up out of this cage area and back through the wooden boards that we broke till you get to this stone on the left. This time we want to push it forward. Head inside here and make your way around until you see orange bubbles that'll be a current pushing you up. Take that, swim through the next hallway, and then make sure you go above these spikes but below this other orange bubble of currents. If you get in there, it's going to push you outside. Then we can go past it and up onto this ledge here and through the door to the next room. In the next room, when you get in the water, you'll see there's more of those fun spike balls that explode if you swim into them, so don't swim into them. Instead, we'll avoid them while we swim around the corner here. Down in the water, you'll find another chest with another red rupee. Take the ramp out of the water and we'll head up the stairs. Up here, there's a bunch of barrels that we can easily smash open as a Goron, and behind the barrels in the corner here is a switch to stand on to make the door downstairs open. But that door is not going to stay open for long, so hurry, turn around back down the stairs and run through it before it closes, then we can pick up the heart container piece inside. Stand on the switch behind you to make the door open back up. Then we're going to go right back up the same stairs, but this time break a barrel off to the right and use our Zora boomerangs to hit a switch that opens a door back down in the water. Then we can jump down and swim through. As you swim through, make sure you avoid the spike balls and the orange bubble currents that'll shoot you back outside. We're looking for a ladder on the other side of the room. At the top of the ladder, stand on the switch. That opens a gate that has a crystal. Then come stand on this sewer well and hit the crystal with your Zora boomerangs. That'll make water shoot up out of the sewer you're standing on and take you to the next room. In this room, there's a ladder we're looking for. Climb up the ladder to a cubby hole that leads to a telescope where we can spy on the pirates. Then you're going to want to turn around and use your Zora boomerang to hit a switch that's located behind those two spike balls. That switch will open the door downstairs. Then we climb back down the ladder and head on through. Now it's time to put on that stone mask that we picked up earlier in the game, because while you're wearing it, nobody's going to notice us, which is great because this next room is full of pirates, but that's not going to matter with our stone mask on. Make your way past all of them to the ladder in the middle of the tower, then take that up to a bridge. Up on the bridge here, you'll find another guard all by herself. As creepy as it might sound, you want to pull out your photo box and get a picture of one of the pirates. The one up here works great. After you get your picture, we can run past her to the door on the other side of this bridge. Head up this hallway to the left here and Navi will show you that there's a window where you can see a bee go into a beehive. Now you want to use your arrows to shoot this beehive down, and that's going to scare all the guards out of this room so we can get to that chest. Which means we'll need to leave this room. We'll jump off onto the right where there's a platform that has another door that'll lead back to the main room with that chest. Then jump over these barrels, open the chest, and we'll grab the hookshot. We can use this to get to all sorts of different places. Like into this aquarium over here that has a Zora egg in it. You're going to use your hookshot in the wood above it, but use it over on the far right so you don't fall right in the water. You want to wait till you're in Zora form to be in the water so you can block this shell blade and then use an empty jar to scoop up the Zora egg inside. Now hop back out of the tank. We're going to head out of this room the way we came in, but this time make sure you have your stone mask on and look off to the left. Make your way down the stairs here. We'll jump off onto a ledge down below, then we can go past the first hookshot spot here to a second hookshot spot up above and get ourselves onto that ledge. Jump off the pillar and we'll head inside this door to the left. This room is a maze where you have to make your way through without the guards seeing you, but if you have the stone mask, it doesn't matter. She won't notice you anyways. Then we can just run into the room on the other side. This time we get locked in the room and have to fight one of these pirates one-on-one. There's probably 20 different ways you could do this fight, but that's why I brought Deku Nuts. You can freeze her after she jumps, which makes it real easy to get in a jumping sword attack. This will take her down in only 2 hits. When she's defeated, that'll unlock the other door in this room. Behind that door, we'll find another aquarium, so we can hookshot into the wood above it, switch into Zora form, block our shell blade, and then use one of our glass jars to pick up the other Zora egg in the tank. Jump out of the aquarium and we're going to head through the exit that doesn't have a door. Now out here, make sure you put your stone mask back on so no one catches you. Then jump down and look to the right. There's another chest we can open with another red rupee. Jump off this platform and make a right. Then we can run across the courtyard with none of the pirates seeing us, and then use these 2 hookshot spots to get up to another opening that'll head back inside. In here, it's going to be just like that other area where you have to sneak past the guard and go left, but we won't have to sneak past her with the stone mask, and then we can use our Deku nuts to take down this pirate guard easy. Then we'll head through this door to find another aquarium. This time when you get on the aquarium, there's a lot of fish. Just focus on the big one. Hit him twice with your hookshot, that'll take him out. Then we can jump inside as our Zora form, open the chest for 20 more rupees, and then turn around and scoop up one of the Zora eggs with our glass jar. This time when you get out of the aquarium, we're going to head back the way we came through the hallway with the 1 guard, and when you get outside, you're going to hookshot up to another spot above you and then go across a bridge while wearing the stone mask so the guard doesn't see you, and then inside. In this room, you'll find the last of the pirates we have to fight one-on-one. Once you defeat her, that'll unlock another door in this room, and then we'll head into that room to find another aquarium that has the last Zora egg we need for this area. With your Zora eggs finally collected, pull out your guitar, play the Song of Soaring, and this time we'll go to the Great Bay. Head up the ladder and back into the Marine Research Lab, but this time climb up onto the bigger aquarium and then start dropping all of the Zora eggs that you picked up in the Pirate Fortress into this aquarium. Now it's time to leave the Marine Research Lab, but before we go pick up the other eggs, it's very important that we knock out the Great Bay Spider House on day number 1, or we're not going to get the main prize. So head over to the beach, make your way to the back through this door in the stone hut. The first room we're in seems like a trap, but there's a bombable wall in the back here you can use your bomb mask on. But before you slide down this tunnel, stand at the top and take a look with your hookshot. There's 2 gold Skulltulas we can pick up before we slide down the tunnel, but if you already slid down, you should be able to turn around and get them from the bottom. Then slide down and go into the next room. Then swap over to your fire arrows and burn the spider web on the ceiling farthest to the left. That'll reveal another gold Skulltula, then we can attack it with the hookshot and collect the token it leaves behind. You can use your hookshot on a hookshot target just on the side of the big iron gate to get over it, and then we'll head through this door. In this room, head over to the staircase railing to your left, then pull out your hookshot and take care of the gold Skulltula on the wall. If you don't see him instantly, he's going to crawl out from behind the mask that's in the middle. Then we'll swap over to fire arrows and we'll burn the webbing on the door to our left here. Once the webs are out of the way, we'll go through the door into the next room. In this room, stick to the right by the bookshelf here, and on the back wall you'll see a painting. You want to knock it off the wall with your hookshot and then use your hookshot to kill the gold Skulltula that's hiding behind it and collect the token it leaves behind. Then right next to you might notice there are these 3 little bookshelves here. We'll move the ones on each end away so that we can scoot the one in the middle either direction, because behind it there's a hole in the wall. Then we can swap over to our hookshot and kill the gold Skulltula that's hiding inside. Then right behind you, you'll notice the bookshelf has some gaps that you can climb up like a ladder. Then we'll jump across to the next bookshelf, turn around and pull out our hookshot to kill this little gold Skulltula hiding up in the cracks up here. Then turn around completely 180 degrees and we're going to hop over to this bookshelf. Once up here, we're going to use our hookshot on that picture on the right side there. We'll knock it off the wall to reveal a hole behind it. We can then walk along this bookshelf here to get a better angle and use our hookshot to kill the gold Skulltula hiding inside and collect the token that it leaves behind. Look to your left here, and in the far right corner of the room on the bookshelf, you'll see another gold Skulltula climbing around. We can hit it with our hookshot from here and collect the token that it leaves behind. Head back to that bookshelf we were able to climb that had the skeleton sitting on top of it. Then put on your captain's hat, talk to the skeleton, and he'll give you one of 6 clues on how to get out of here, which is that red should be shot first. Then turn around and go back to the other side of the room we were just on, and you'll see there's another skeleton sitting in a desk. You put on your captain's hat and talk to him, and he'll tell you that yellow should be the 6th one shot. Then on the wall opposite of the door we came in, you'll see this giant bookshelf that can be moved out of the way to reveal a cavern that has 2 gold Skulltulas in it. You can stand in between them and do a spin attack, then collect both tokens they leave behind. Leave this room and head back to the room with the staircase railing. At this point, you should have 11 gold Skulltula tokens. Follow the staircase railing around the room, and on the right hand side you'll see a bunch of pots. We're going to roll into the first one, and that's going to reveal a gold Skulltula hiding inside. We'll kill it and collect the token. At the other end of that same line of pots, there's a pot covered in spider webs. We can burn them away with a fire arrow, and then once we do, we're free to roll into that barrel and have another gold Skulltula token pop out. Now make your way to the top of the stairs, but before we go down, use your hookshot to collect the gold Skulltula that's hiding on the middle railing on the ceiling in this room. As you head down the stairs, look up into the corner of the room and you'll find the 15th gold Skulltula hiding in the cracks. You can hit it and collect the token it leaves behind with the hookshot. Now we'll finish going down the stairs, and to our left here, by the door that has a torch, there's a single pot. Roll into that pot and the gold Skulltula will pop out. We're going to kill it and collect the token, but then keep an eye on the wall right in front of me here. There's another hole with a spider web over it. Burn the spider web with your fire arrows, use your hookshot to kill the gold Skulltula and collect the token hiding inside. Then turn around and look for a gold Skulltula on the wall to the left here. If you don't see it right away, it's hiding behind the mask above it. Wait for it to crawl out and then we can kill it and collect the token. Now on the crates to your left, there's some pots. The pot on the top crate also has a gold Skulltula token. You can use your hookshot to break the pots and then kill it and collect the token it leaves behind. If you can't reach it from here, just hop on up and grab it. On this same side of the room, there's a door. It's the door farthest away from the staircase and it's covered in spider webs. Burn those webs off with a fire arrow and we'll head through the door. There are a couple enemies in this room, but once you clear them out of the way, take your fire arrows out and burn this web up on the ceiling to the left here. There's a gold Skulltula hiding behind it. You can also hop up on the crate straight in front of you, break the pot, stand in its place, and look to your left. There's another gold Skulltula hiding behind this board. Kill it with the hookshot and collect the token, and then we can also kill the one up on the ceiling that was behind that spider web. Don't forget to collect that token either. Then if you hop down and look to the right, you'll see a little crate on the floor that doesn't quite match. Break that crate by rolling into it, and then we can go through this little cubby hole, turn around and see a gold Skulltula hiding on the entrance above it. Kill it and collect a token with your hookshot. Now head out of the hole and look across the room for the same kind of crate. Roll into that one and you won't find a hole, you'll just find a gold Skulltula we can kill and collect the token it leaves behind. And then we're going to go back to the side of the room that has the hole on it. Climb up on these crates, make your way around until you're standing by the front door that we used to get in here. Now we'll swap to our hookshot and use it to get to the hookshot spot up here in the attic. Up here, if you look at the pots to the left, the second one to the end has a gold Skulltula hiding inside. So break it, kill it, and collect the token it leaves behind. That should be your 24th gold Skulltula. If it is, leave this room back to the room we were just in. Head back towards the door that we passed at the bottom of the staircase that we haven't gone through yet. When you head in here, you'll see that there's a nice little party going on with all of our skeleton friends. Just go ahead and jump up on the table and head to the far side of it. We're going to swap over to our hookshot and hit the painting on the far left side of the room. That'll reveal a gold Skulltula hiding behind it. We can use the hookshot to kill it and collect the token that it leaves behind. In the same corner of the room where that picture just fell down, we'll roll into the barrel that's all the way in the corner. That'll make another gold Skulltula pop out that we can kill and collect a token. Now let's go around the table and talk to all of our skeleton friends, which means you're going to have to be wearing your captain's hat. But when you are, they'll give you more clues as far as how to get through this dungeon. 4 more clues to be exact. Then we'll jump back on the table, pull out our fire arrows, and look for a spider web that's by the door that we came in. Once you burn it out of the way, it'll be much easier to see the gold Skulltula hiding up in the cracks of the wall. We can use our hookshot to kill it and collect the token. While standing on the table, swap to your Goron form and do a ground pound. That'll shake the chandelier above you, which is going to reveal the last 3 gold Skulltulas in this dungeon. Then you can walk around, kill all 3, collect them all, and that'll be every gold Skulltula in the Ocean Spider House. So now if we think about all the clues the skeletons gave us and put them all in order as far as which gets shot first and which gets shot last, it's going to be red, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow. Okay, so let's plug this all in now. First we're going to shoot the red mask, and then we're going to go back to yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow, and that'll be all 6. Now that was my pattern. Your pattern will probably be different, so you have to pay attention to the skeletons or just guess when you get here. With the grate unlocked, we can climb through the fireplace, take a secret staircase to a bigger room that has a single Skulltula in it, and I feel like there was a bigger story here. But we'll never know it until they remake this game. So kill the spider, open the chest, and collect yourself a heart container piece. Unlike the Southern Swamp Spider House, there's no quick exit out of this place, but it's not too big. You'll just have to make your way back out the long way. And when you get to the iron gate outside, there's another hookshot spot on the other side you can use your hookshot on to get over it. Then we can use our Goron form to roll up this ramp real easy, and now there's a guy in here who wants to talk to us because we cleared all the gold Skulltulas. He says our prize is going to be the Giant's Wallet, which holds 500 rupees, but I can't stress enough how much you have to do this on day 1. At least on the Nintendo 64 version. If you do it on any other day but day 1, you're going to get this purple rupee, and he's going to even say like, whoa, I would have given you a big wallet if you just would have came on day 1, but on the 3DS version it won't matter. So do it on day 1 so you can get the wallet. Once you leave the spider house, we're going to go into this little white hut on the left of it here, known as the Fisherman's Hut, and when you get inside, you'll see this beautiful little golden seahorse and a big tattooed fisherman dude. Go talk to the seahorse, and when you do, he's going to explain that he needs to get back home, and this fisherman dude said he'll give you the seahorse, but only if you give him a picture of one of those pirates. What a creep, right? So show him the photo box of the picture you took of the pirate, and then he'll exchange it for the golden seahorse. To save the seahorse, we need to take it out to Pinnacle Rock, which is going to require a lot of magic once we get there, so we're going to take a little detour by playing the Song of Soaring and heading over to Clocktown. Then we'll make our way over to East Clocktown. We're going to go into this building we haven't been in yet. This is known as the Latte Bar, but it doesn't open until 10 p.m., so we have a little time to kill. Hey, since we have the Giant's Wallet, let's go fill it up by collecting using our two favorite silver rupees. There's the one above the Honey and Darling shop and the one we have to bomb behind the wall down in the Bomber Society. We could also stop back in Southern Clocktown and visit our Deku friend here from the swamp. Since we sold him this land deed, he'll now sell us magic beans. We're also going to need some Deku sticks, so opposed to go finding them while we're in town, you could head to the trading shop in West Clocktown and pick some up. But now it's almost 10 o'clock, so make your way back to East Clocktown and put on the Romani's Mask, so that when 10 o'clock comes around, they'll know that you're a member and let you into the latte bar. Head over to the barkeep now to buy some milk. Now he's not going to sell you any milk unless you're wearing your Romani Mask. You want to buy the Chateau milk when given the option. I know 200 rupees is a lot, but this completely fills your magic and keeps it from draining for the full 3-day cycle. We can use as much magic as we want. You'll know that this works because after you drink the milk, if you look at your magic meter, it'll be filled and it'll be flashing. Now we want to head up on stage here and talk to this Fish Maestro guy. He wants us to recreate a moment with a band that's not going to be there. So start off with Link playing your ocarina in the middle. When you start playing the song, the guy at the bar is going to make it clear that he's not a fan, but that's fine. We want to keep moving. So swap to your Zora form, stand on this side and play the notes with your guitar. Then get in your Goron form, play your notes on this side with your drums. And then you want to be in your Deku form and play these notes with your pipes. After he's heard the whole ensemble play, then the guy at the bar is thrilled. In fact, he's so moved, he's going to give you his mask. Pick it up and we'll move on. Now we can head back to the Great Bay, but I don't want you to fast travel there. Instead, I want you to walk, so that when you get to this rock outside the fence of the Great Bay, you can bash it open, turn into a Zora, and jump inside. Down here, we'll find a secret grotto. Use your Zora fin boomerangs to take out those Deku plants that are hiding underneath the lily pad, because we're going to have to jump in the water. But first, you want to hit this beehive up on the right with your boomerang fins. That'll knock a heart container piece into the water. Then we can sink down and pick it up. Use your Song of Soaring next to head back to the Great Bay, and then we'll jump in the water, start swimming north towards these two giant pillars here. This is known as Pinnacle Rock. Now sink down to the bottom of the floor, open up your Seahorse jar, and he'll come out and show you the way to get to Pinnacle Rock. You see, you can't just swim right out there. You have to follow a specific path or else you're going to get washed back to shore, and he can show you the way. Think of Pinnacle Rock as a cave that goes 4 stories deep, and each story has 2 separate caves on it. We want to explore each of these caves. Each one of these caves will have a giant sea serpent in it, but just swim to the side a little bit and use your shock power, because magic doesn't cost anything since we drink the Chateau milk. Now one of the 2 caves on the top stories is going to have a Zora Egg in it. You can scoop it up with your jar. So now we'll exit this cave, and just to show you, we'll swim across on the same level to the second cave, which will also have a sea serpent, so you can shock him as he comes out, but inside this one there's just going to be a jar. Now we can head down to the next level of Pinnacle Rock, where there's 2 more caves to search. Each one's going to have a sea serpent hiding inside of it. One of them will have a Zora Egg we can collect with our bottle, and the other one will just have a couple jars. Now let's swim down to the 3rd level and check out those 2 caves. Both caves are going to have sea serpents guarding them like normal. One of them's going to have a chest inside with a red rupee, but the other one's not going to have anything. No Zora Eggs on this level. Now we'll swim down to the bottom level, where there's 2 more caves to explore, both with sea serpents. One of them is going to have the final Zora Egg we need. Scoop it up in a glass bottle. But don't leave now just because you have all the Zora Eggs. Go check out that final cave. Take care of the sea serpent in it, because this is where we find the Seahorse's little friend. Your prize for being a good person and getting these 2 back together is going to be a heart container piece. Now that we've saved our Seahorse friend and we've collected all the Zora Eggs, we're going to make our way back to the Marine Research Lab, then climb on top of the giant aquarium and drop the rest of those Zora Eggs in. Then hop down and talk to this guy who tells you to pull your guitar out. Now that we have the song to get into the Great Bay Temple, let's go collect all the heart pieces we can first, starting by heading over to Mountain Village and taking the path up to Snowhead Temple, but you're going to stop when you get to this second ramp. Then look to the right with the Lens of Truth. You'll see there's some invisible ice blocks we can jump across. You want to make your way all the way out here, and you'll notice that when you get close to that island with the heart container piece, Tattle's over there. That's your signal that there's a Scarecrow, so pull out your ocarina, play the Scarecrow Song, whatever it is that you made it, and the Scarecrow will appear across the way. Then you want to pull out your Hookshot, put it in the side of Pierre's Zora's head, so it'll pull you over to this island that has the heart container piece on it. Once you pick it up, we're going to fast travel back to the Great Bay. Once you get back to the Great Bay, put on your Zora Mask, start swimming north, and then we're going to swim east. We're going over to the shore here. You're looking for this spot that has a little pool of water, because above it, there's a pillar that we can put our hookshot into. Once you pull yourself up, you'll see that there's a little soil patch on the ground here. This is where you want to plant that magic bean we picked up earlier. And I know we don't have any spring water in a jar, but that's because we don't need it. We can use the Song of Storms now to water these magic beans to create the giant petals. Then you can hop onto this plant and get ready for the slowest, shortest ride you've ever had in your life. We're just going to this little platform right here, but when you get there, notice Tattles over there? This is her way of telling you that there's a Scarecrow over here, so you want to pull out your ocarina, play the Scarecrow Song, and that'll make Pierre appear. Now we can pull out our hookshot again, put it in the side of this guy's head, and pull ourselves over to the platform that has another heart container piece on it. After that, you can play the Song of Soaring to come back to the Great Bay because it's a little bit quicker. Then we're going to swim up to the shore and take this tunnel off to the southeast that we haven't been through before. Keep heading this direction, running past all the enemies. In fact, it's easier if you swim in this little stream here. You want to go all the way up the stream until we get to this waterfall that has a pool underneath it. Then sink down to the bottom of this pool where there's a like enemy you'll want to take care of. Once he's defeated, you can pick up the heart container piece that he leaves behind. Now swim out of here and start going back up the stream, but over on the shore on the right here, you'll see a tree that's low enough for us to hookshot to, and then across the way, there's another tree we can hookshot to. And then up here, Tattle's trying to tell you something, and it's that there's a Scarecrow, so play your Scarecrow Song and he'll appear right next to you. We'll use this later. From here, there's a ledge above you with another tree we can hookshot to, and this ledge has a chest on it with a red rupee inside worth 20 bucks. Across from this ledge towards the waterfall, you'll see there's another tree we can hookshot up to that puts the waterfall on the right, but we want to go off to the left. You'll see there's a platform down here with a Deku flower. Then carefully use your Goron form to roll off the ledge here onto the ledge with the Deku flower. Then use your Deku form to use the flower to get to the next ledge that has another chest with another red rupee. You can see across the way that Pierre the Scarecrow is there, so we're going to jump onto the beach, pull out our hookshot, use it in the side of his head to pull ourselves back up to this ledge, which is a little bit of a shortcut. Then keep climbing back up like we did before until we get to this ledge that had the waterfall on the right and the Deku flower to the left. This time though, turn around and use your hookshot to get to this tree that'll lead to a doorway that gets to the waterfall rapids. Then go try to talk to this beaver who's going to instantly swim down to the bottom of the lake. But in your Zora form, you can sink down to the bottom of the lake and talk to him. He's going to offer you an empty bottle as long as you can keep up and go through the 20 rings in the allotted time. And then the race will begin. But it's not exactly a race here because you don't have to beat him. You just have to keep up with him and make it through each of the 20 rings before this timer runs out. But when you do, his big brother's going to show up and be like, no, we can't just give you an empty bottle. You got to make it through my obstacle course, which is the same time limit but 25 rings. So then we're back up to the racetrack here where we have to swim through 25 rings now in the same amount of time that we just did 20 rings, which isn't too bad, and once you beat it, they'll have no choice but to reward you with an empty bottle. But don't leave Waterfall Rapids yet. Instead, hop on the island and go talk to these Beaver brothers again. They're going to offer to race you again, but this time you're going to have a little bit less time to make it through all the rings, and you want to accept this challenge. So now we're back at the beginning of the racetrack, racing the little brother again through the 20 rings, but this time we have to do it in 1 minute and 50 seconds, and then when we're done, the big brother's going to pull the same shenanigans of, nah, you got to race me if you want the prize, so let's go do this. So now we've raced these brothers 4 different times, and once we've done this successfully, they're going to reward you with a heart container piece. This was the hardest heart container piece for me to find in the entire game. Don't forget this one. Now we'll leave the Waterfall Rapids area back to the Great Bay Coast area, jump off the ledge here down into the swimming pool, and then we can start going back up the coast the way we came from. And over on the side here, as long as it's daytime, there'll be some Zora by these pots, which means we can play a little game here. You don't need to talk to anyone to start this game, just aim with your Zora boomerang fins to break all 5 of these pots. If you do it, you'll be rewarded with 100 rupees. Well, minus the 10 rubies it takes to replace those pots you broke. You might notice out in the water a giant fish tail. That's Zora's Hall. We're headed there next. But first, we're taking a little detour over to the left here. By these pillars, there's a chest we can open with another purple rupee inside. More in the center of this same water area, you'll see there's a giant rock wall that has an opening with a like guarding it. You want to get past this like and swim into the fish's mouth to get to Zora's Hall. Now that we're in Zora's Hall, it's time to get the band back together. Follow the path along past this opening on the right till you get to the first door guarded by a Zora. He'll explain that Evan's inside waiting for you, so head inside to Evan. Take off your Zora Mask, pull out your Hookshot, and put it in the side of the tree that's on this second level here. Once up here, we can start building the perfect song to get the band together. Put on your Zora Mask and read the diary that's on the desk. Turns out, that's your diary, or the dude you're pretending to be, and inside you'll see 2 different sets of notes. Make sure you memorize these 2 patterns. Once you've got the 2 sets of notes, we can hop down, talk to Evan if you want to, and then we'll leave this room back to the main hallway, make a right, and head to the next door that's being guarded. As a Zora, talk to this guard, and he'll explain that this is Joppa's room and let you inside. Then we want to go talk to Joppa, who wants to have a jam session with us. So you pull out your guitar and get ready. The way this works is he's going to give you a series of notes. Now what you want to do is add on to this by playing that first set of notes you saw in your diary in the other room. He's going to say that's perfect and give you another set of notes. Then you play back the second set of notes you learned in your diary. Once you're done jamming out, Joppa's going to mention that he doesn't think the other guy's going to like this song unless it's his idea, and that's a clue for what we're going to have to do next. Now you can turn around and leave this room and we'll make a right to the next door. Keep heading down the hall to the right here until we get to the next guarded door. When you talk to that Zora, he'll explain that Evan the band leader is waiting inside for you, so head inside and up the stairs to talk to him. He'll mention that he's pretty concerned about Lulu and her missing eggs, but don't worry, we're already working on all that. Now let's go back to the clue that Joppa was mentioning about this guy thinking the song was his own. Well, to make that happen, you want to play the song on your ocarina as Link, not as a Zora. Then he'll think it's his song, and as a reward for helping him come up with it, he'll give you a heart container piece. Now that we have the band back on track, we can leave this room and make a right and head to the last door on this wall that's guarded. If you talk to the Zora guarding a door as a human, he's going to tell you to bug off, but if you talk to him as a Zora, he's going to get pretty nervous and run away. We'll come back to that, but for now, let's head into the last room. Well, hey, look at that. It's our last Deku friend here. Now, if you talk to him as a Goron, he's going to mention how he wants a cooler place to sell his stuff, and then we can give him the mountain title deed. Once you do, he'll be so happy, he'll give you this ocean title deed, and then we're done trading title deeds. And now that we own this flower, we're going to change into our Deku form and then use the flower to get up onto this ledge with the shell that has another heart container piece in it. Head back out into the main area and we'll run left past all the doors we've already been in until we get to that opening we originally skipped. Then we're going to make a left once we get in there and we'll be back outside. Out here, if you look to the right, we'll finally get to see Lulu. Now, first, before we talk to her, we're going to take a picture of her. And if you can get a picture of her facial expression, that's going to be best. Then we'll go back inside. Go back into the main room into that that final door on the wall here where the guy was acting all funny when we interrupted him. Interrupt him again and then he'll run away. Now we want to go back to this hallway, but this time make a right upstairs to talk to the guy. He's going to want a picture of Lulu, and if you got a good one with a facial expression, you'll get more money than I did, which was just a blue rupee. And while we're up here on the second story, pull out your fire arrows. There's 2 torches that we can light across the way. Lighting them both is going to light the entire stage down below for the band. Now we can jump down onto the stage and talk to the guy, and he's going to thank us for making the lights perfect. But now let's test the sound. Head over to this guy, pull out your guitar, play a couple notes for him, and he'll adjust the sound. Now we're ready for a performance. You know, I'm starting to think this game doesn't actually need the whole camera experience. Now that we're done with all that nonsense, head back outside. At this time, look left and you'll see there's an owl statue we can activate. We're finally about to go to the Great Bay Temple, but before you do, there's probably a fairy hiding in one of these jars you can collect before we go inside. Now, in order to get into the temple, we're going to need to play our guitar to Lulu, and specifically, you're going to want to play the song her little eggs taught us, the new wave bossa nova. Then take off your Zora Mask so you're in Link form and can use your Hookshot to get to the tree that's on this giant turtle's back. He'll take you straight to the temple, and that, my friends, is everything that I do from the moment that I leave the Snowhead Temple to the moment that I arrive at the Great Bay Temple. There was a lot of stuff we just did. This is a big long video, but thanks for joining us, and if you have any comments, tips, strategies, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. And in the next video, we'll jump into the Great Bay Temple. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey.